Let's get back to a major story that is unfolding here. Here we are in October of 2025, and I date that because this will be a segment that we cut up and play later. And it's just a historical moment in that ICE has come into the region, and here is one of the situations. Get those videos back up when you get a chance, okay? But here's the statement from Hammond Mayor Tom McDermott Jr. And this morning, armed federal ICE agents were observed staging an operation in the parking lot of the Hammond Police Department. Now, evidently, they just did it and didn't ask, right? It didn't go over too well with McDermott. Listen to this. And McDermott said later today, maybe he and I will do a special segment that we could post. But listen to this. All right. Let me be clear. Hammond does not have any agreements or partnerships with ICE that authorize them to use our city's facilities or property for their operations. It is deeply concerning that federal agents would enter and use Hammond's property without permission, especially when the federal courthouse is a block away. Upon being notified, city officials immediately informed ICE agents that they were not authorized to stage operations on Hammond property. To their credit, the agents complied and relocated elsewhere in the city. What do you guys think about that? Now, certainly, Semino's going to play at La Rancherita as a videos that are there. It is the owner, evidently, of La Rancherita. Some guy came to buy some donuts or something, and then he was just arrested and detained by ICE there. And if you're watching it on the YouTube channel, there it is. And all you got to do is go to YouTube and type in WJOB 1230. I'm coming back to the roots of radio. That's all I'm going to be concerned about in the next few months. Let everybody else do their sports network. Let Semino and the rest of the students do the WJOB YouTube channel. I don't really, that's their deal. But in our 102-year history, there's these like certain moments that are, we have some tape from 9/11 when we were on. This is big here. Now, there's a guy being detained evidently in East Chicago. Play that one. Now, we don't know who these guys are. We don't know if these are just normal federal raids or if it's an immigration raid. But there it is. All right, let's see another one. These are all the videos that are getting hundreds of thousands of views on Facebook. And they are, there it is. There's the ICE agents, alleged ICE agents, patting the guy down and searching him. And he's very cooperative, but he is handcuffed. And he does look to be of Mexican descent. Now, can you also go to Region, that was from the Times, thank you. Can you go to Region News Source on Facebook? Or here, I'll tell you, I'll send this statement. There's a really good picture of the, let me see if I can just copy it and paste it to you. Copy it, and I will just send it to you, your phone, and you figure it out, Semino. It's a picture of ICE setting up in the Hammond Police Department parking lot. Okay? And he's got it. He'll show it in a second. Also, there was a statement put out by East Chicago, right? And what's really happening here is East Chicago and Hammond are standing up to the federal government. And here the Times is reporting protests called for Saturday in the wake of suspected ICE activity in the region. Let me read this real quick. A protest is scheduled for 1 p.m. Saturday at East Chicago City Hall in the wake of multiple sightings Thursdays of masked officers suspected by local officials to be immigration and customs enforcement agents in Hamadan, EC. That's according to East Chicago Mayor Anthony Copeland. I urge our residents to remain calm and not engage with ICE agents. Okay, there's a picture of Hammond, by the way. There's a good job, Semino. You're getting better at this. There's a picture they just set up, evidently without permission, in the Hammond Police Department parking lot, and it looks like they're guiding a couple people to their vehicles. So here it is, going back to Copeland. I urge our residents to remain calm and not engage with ICE agents, either verbally or physically. We fully support the right to peaceful assembly and freedom of speech, Copeland said of Saturday's protest at City Hall. Now, as we saw there, ICE has come into Northwest Indiana. How do you feel about that? And is it about time? Is it like, come on, man? I mean, when are you going to start? I mean, it's pretty easy to see. You can go into a lot of different places in Maryville, East Chicago, Hammond, Portage. Portage is a lot of Hispanics. Where else is really heavy Hispanic? Lake Station, we're doing that football game tonight. They got a lot of Hispanics proportionally. Those are probably some of the hot spots. But what happens now? You know what I mean? So if you have local police departments that are getting from their mayors and their police department heads, or let me see if I could read the Jose Rivera one. He puts out the statement. Let me see where that one is. Here it is. So Rivera puts out a statement that says that I'd like to get it perfect, but I can't. I can't find it right now. It's so fluid. Here it is. It's so fluid that it's kind of hard to believe. Does anybody have any? Where do you guys stand? Are you welcoming ICE agents in, or are you not? That's a pretty simple way of putting it. Is it about time to get people who are not here and didn't do it the right way and kick them out of the country? Or should there be some sort of compassion and some sort of understanding, especially if they're just hardworking people that have families? You're pulling a dad away from a family who has a job and the kids may be legal. Those are the ones I know. And that is where the parents are not documented, but the kids are. And that becomes, I wonder if they're going to do anything different in the schools. East Chicago and Hammond schools, all you got to do is go sit out and watch the kids get dropped off, and you could have a field day with undocumented parents. The plot thickens. Let's go to the phone line. 219-845-1100. Hey, you're on the air.
Hey, Jed, it's Marine Pete. How you doing?
Where you been, man?
I had the day off, so I was able to listen to your show on YouTube. It's an amazing experience. The comment section is a good thing. I love it.
You know, that is, I would love to take credit for that, but I was against it. And all these students are doing it. So it's a student-run YouTube channel. So you know how that goes. Hey, man, it's good to hear your voice. You know that?
Yeah.
It is a bit grovelly, though. You been getting enough sleep?
Oh, it's great. Yeah, it's great. I'm doing great. Hey, what would you do if ABC7 set up in your parking lot? What would you do?
I'd certainly have a talk with them, and I would not. I would probably not want them there. No.
Whoa, wait a second. You're both reporting the news?
Well, it's my property.
Okay.
Go find your other spots to do it.
I like it. I like it.
I mean,
I
that's
like
what,
it.
honestly, and honestly, that has happened before. I like to work with people, but don't come in and steal my audience. You know what I mean?
For sure. For sure. For
Yeah.
sure. For sure. I'm just skirting. So, hey, it's great to hear you. Keep up the good work.
Hey, listen, I got to tell you something.
Go ahead.
I went to South Carolina for 4 days.
Oh, boy. To golf?
Yeah, last 4 days. I mean, I'm not the I. It was really cheap, and I drove with three Ham and High guys, which I forgot how hard-headed Ham and High guys could be after spending all that time with them. But we drove across the country. We stopped in West Virginia, and I didn't really see much of Myrtle other than driving the golf courses. But I will tell you this: we went out twice for seafood. That has to be some of the best seafood in America. I mean,
Yes, sir. I would agree.
I got a grouper sandwich where the woman said that the catch was from that morning, and you could taste the difference. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. So my daughter was born in South Carolina, the Low Country, Beaufort area, and very first meal she ever had was fish. I think she had salmon, but isn't Low Country food, but whatever. She had seafood, and to this day, that's the only thing she really eats without question is fish. And so I'm happy that she was born in South Carolina, and we call her a river rat because she grew up in the rivers of South Carolina. But it was great. It's awesome.
Hey,
it's a great place. And there's no better golf courses other than the Lost Marsh, of course. But South Carolina is the best place to play golf.
Hey, we have Veterans Views coming up, and every Friday's kind of a celebration. As Rocky Rockwell has finished his tour and was able to rejoin his family, who he was away from more than 11 months. You know that feeling, right?
Yes.
I mean, if I had to leave my grandkids and my wife for 11 months straight, I don't think I could do it right now. But he's back and he's safe, and he'll be on today at 9:05.
Oh, I can't. Yeah, I'll be watching.
All right.
Any military guy will tell you it's the moments, not the time, with your family. It's the moments, not the time, that matter. And so, the moments watching you are mattering to me and mattering to this region. So keep up the good work.
All right, man. Good to hear from you.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Thanks. I know better than to ask an active military guy his political opinion on ICE. Did you notice that, Smito? I don't want to put him in a position, you know what I mean? I have no idea where he's at on it, but I keep telling Marine Pete that when his 20 years is up, he needs to run for office. He's the perfect, and he's eloquent about his positions, which I've talked to him off the air about. And he's pretty much just a middle-of-the-road good soldier. Hey, let's take some more calls. ICE is in the region. How do you feel? 219-845-1100. Hey.
Hey, how's it going? It's Robert from Robertsdale.
What do you think, man?
Hey, I just want to remind, I guess, the elected officials that the Hammond Police Station belongs to the people. It doesn't belong to any elected officials. So it belongs to the people. It's taxpayer-funded. And there are residents in Hammond that support legal migration. I'm Latino. My parents migrated to this country legally from Mexico. It is unfortunate, and the media makes it look worse than what it probably is. They don't report on the background of the individual being arrested. And let's be real. These individuals knowingly committed a crime by not doing it legally. And now laws are being enforced, laws that have existed for decades. I mean, look at the background. I mean, Obama literally deported more migrants than Trump has in his since he's been in office. So Obama has done it worse. But the difference is social media didn't exist the way it existed today. TikTok didn't exist. Snapchat didn't exist. And the media doesn't like conservative-minded individuals. So with me, being a Latino, if you're here illegally and you've committed a crime, go through the process. Go back. Self-deport. We've had over 1 million illegal immigrants self-deport because they want to come back legally. If they get caught, they're going to it's going to take longer for the process. So, yes, it's unfortunate. It's sad to watch the way the media makes it look. But yes, we want legal migrants here, and it's sad that our mayor is not supporting the process. It's just a little sad.
All right, so let's go to that specific situation. You're a Hispanic living in Hammond, conservative Hispanic, which honestly, knowing and marrying a Hispanic woman and knowing their whole family, I would say more are conservative Hispanics than liberal Hispanics, but we'll leave it at that. So McDermott put out this statement. Of course, the ICE agents just set up in the Hammond Police Department. And McDermott says, let me be clear. Hammond does not have any agreements with ICE that authorize them to use our facilities. It is
right, Jed, but it's not the mayor's property. It's the people's property. It's not the mayor's property.
So what would you like him to what would you like him to do or not do?
I would like him to follow the law. And if someone breaks the law, which, I mean, he's a lawyer. So if someone broke the law, like crossing the border illegally, the crime has been committed. Now laws are being enforced.
Well, I mean, you're obviously very informed about how the government works, but you, maybe not your specific vote, you and many like you that live in Hammond elected him to make decisions that require...
Oh, no.
He's the mayor, and he is there to make that decision. Now, you can disagree with the decision, but he represents you whether you like it or not.
Well, that's true. It doesn't mean I voted for him. It just means I live in an area where I have to abide by what my elected officials are pushing. Doesn't mean I have to agree with it.
Yeah.
Jed.
So let me ask you this. You're a Latino, and you're going somewhere, and you're seeing another Latino getting picked up by ICE that you may know is not a criminal, other than the crime.
How do I know that, Jed?
All right, hold on.
How do I know that, and how would you know that?
All right, hold on a second. So the issue and the storyline is that, they're picking up people from the drug cartel. Now, do you believe that?
Now, let's be real here. They have a list of individuals that have either overstayed their visas. They have names. They're not targeting any random Latino. Now, when you throw a net out to catch criminals in any justice systems, in any country, justice is not perfect. We know that. There's innocent individuals, innocent Americans incarcerated right now that committed no crime. They say they were not guilty, but they were found guilty by the judicial system. Innocent American individuals for crimes that they did not commit. You throw a net out, there's going to be unfortunate, innocent individuals that are going to be caught in that net that have to go through the process to be proven innocent. That happens in any judicial system. Unfortunately, some Americans might be caught up in this net, but once they go through the process, they're released. So yes, the media is amplifying what's actually happened, and it's sad. They're putting us against each other the way they always do. I get along with my liberal friends a lot. I just don't like that people are pushing something that's not really happening. Snapchat, TikTok, yes, people are getting arrested. They've committed crimes. Yes, innocent individuals are probably being detained, but eventually released once they go through the process. And I'll leave it with that, Jed, and I'll hang up and listen.
Thanks a lot. 219-845-1100. Let's take some more phone calls. Hey, you're on the air.
Jimmy, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Hey, listen, one thing your last caller, which was probably the best call you've had all morning, was that every single person ICE has come after has warrants, usually multiple. When I say usually, it's about 90% they have multiple warrants, none of which are for the crime of entering the country illegally. It's usually drugs, weapons, sex trafficking, or burglary rings. It's just that simple. They're criminals that your buddy Tom hasn't caught yet, but they've got the warrants for them. And by the way, they're not using the facilities. The facility is a building or equipment. They're simply using a parking lot. And you can't go around attempting to supersede the federal government all the time. Sanctuary cities are illegal by law. They can't override the federal government. These guys are not walking around crossing, young women and old ladies across the street during the day. They're criminals, Jimmy. They're people that have gone out and done diabolical things to citizens of Hammond or East Chicago or wherever it is. They've stolen their stuff. They've sold drugs. There's a warrant for their arrest. I mean,
hold on a second.
You characterize it as these guys are like
thank you. No, hold on.
Sunday.
Back and forth here. Let me be clear, says Hammond Mayor Tom McDermott. Hammond does not have agreements with ICE. It is deeply concerning that federal agents would enter and use Hammond's property without permission. Was he in the right in asking ICE to vacate their property?
Absolutely not.
Explain.
I just did. They're to work together to protect the public, the tax-paying public, the people who are here legally, American citizens. Do you think, Jimmy, in your neighborhood, you want a guy living 2 blocks away selling drugs out of his house? Would you like that? I don't think you would you?
So
yet
certainly nobody would like anybody selling drugs out of their house, illegal drugs, or any kind of drugs. And that is a rhetorical question.
How about weapons?
But hold on a second.
Would you like that?
I think what you get to is who has the right for Hammond property. Is it the federal government can come in and tell Hammond, too bad, so sad, we're the federal government, and you got to let us use your facilities? I mean, or does the city have any sovereignty over their own property?
Well, I think as the guy who just called in, they're only there to make society safer.
No, I understand. No, wait a second. I understand all of the arguments on both sides.
I kind of don't think valid. You do, though.
No, I don't. What happens is, a lot of people never really understand that there is another side because they either watch MSNBC or they watch Fox all day. All right, so hold on a second. But there is an issue here that is deeper. And the deeper issue is, and this is why I say it's such a historical moment, because this is a civics class right now. What rights does the city have if they don't want ICE on their property? Can ICE just stay? I don't know what the answer is.
Are you not one of the big cheerleaders of, we should have less government and, Highland Griffith and Munster should all get along and share things and do things to save money? And yet, when the feds come in with warrants for known criminals, not because they came here illegally, these people have multiple warrants.
You are going back to the argument again, and I understand that the argument is very valid and that we don't want drug dealers or people who have committed crimes, and that is certainly accepted by 95% of Americans. I get it. So you're repeating something.
And what 5% would oppose
No, you're
that?
Repeating something that we've litigated for years on these airwaves. The question that is pertinent right now is, what rights does McDermott have to ask ICE to get the hell off their property? I mean, does anybody seeing that this is the issue? McDermott, they just came in and sat in the parking lot, and they were doing their, ICE stuff without asking permission, and then McDermott had them asked.
Well, you don't know.
Leave.
You don't know that. Maybe they asked an officer or someone and said, "Hey, you got this empty lot here," which I think there's a lot of empty space in Hammond that could be used to help bring in criminals.
Here's all I'm going is from a statement.
And that sounds like a good thing.
This is what the statement from McDermott says. It is deeply
We
concerning.
we know it. You've already read that.
No,
Jimmy.
you said you don't know if they had permission. Well, I'm going to read you the statement that totally contradicts that. It is deeply concerning that federal agents would enter and use Hammond's property without permission.
Well, now, is it facilities or property? He used the word facilities. Now it's property. Which one was it? Either way, they're only there to help protect the public and arrest criminals.
I get it,
How
and
is
I
that
get it.
ever
Wherever
a
you
bad
stand
thing?
on it, like you and I get it, and I won't even go into where I would stand on it because that's not the issue. The issue is you have a mayor of Hammond and a mayor of East Chicago standing up to the federal government right here in the region as they're arresting mostly Hispanic or all Hispanic individuals.
No, they're arresting criminals.
Okay, but
They're
they
arresting
are
criminals.
So should McDermott have the right to ask ICE to stay off their property?
I think your last caller made it crystal clear. You're to protect your community.
So that's
and
a
if you
yes
do
or no
things-
question.
An absolutely no, because they're not there to ruin things. The ICE isn't there to
All right,
steal
so let's
things.
take it further. And I
Jimmy,
knew that was
I'm taking it as far as I can with you. I just don't
That
think
is
you
not
get
as
it.
that is not as far as it goes.
They should
because
roll
what
out the
happens-
red carpet for ICE, Jimmy.
I understand.
And I'll leave it at that, babe.
No, but nobody wants to face the question. No one wants to face the question of what if they don't want to move? What are McDermott's options? See what I'm saying? I mean, I was hoping this would never happen, but I knew that if they came to Hammond, this is exactly what McDermott was going to do, right? You could agree with them, you could disagree with them. All I look at is like, well, what's the best thing? What's the safest thing for the region? The safest thing for the region is not having ICE and Hammond police disagree. That's not a good situation. Now, the question would be, what happens if it escalates, right? Now, I'm with Mayor Anthony Copeland and with the federal ICE agents. Let's not escalate let's certainly, I think they're having a big rally at the East Chicago City Hall tomorrow at 1. Certainly, let's keep it peaceful. And when ICE comes in and grabs a guy out of La Rancherita Bakery or wherever they might want to grab him from, verbal or physical pushing back of any type is not warranted. But there are issues, and that's a major issue. When McDermott asks ICE to get off his property of the city of Hammond, that's a big deal. I hope like hell this does not escalate, because I know the mayor of Hammond, and certainly we all know what President Trump and ICE agents are capable of, and this is not pretty. You could even hear it in the discussion. Take a short break. Joe Cimino says we'll be right back on the Voice and Face of the Region.